Guys, welcome to the Roobs ToyZone episode number 2. I know it has taken a while for me to get back on the mic. So much has been going on. I've been going on different road trips here and there, taking care of things in the real world. At the same time, I'm also doing the Hearts of Power episodes almost daily, trying to get things up to speed because I have to animate and deliver. And I remember doing this Hearts of Power project, and I thought to myself, with all the vignettes that I have done, maybe I can come up with a story. And I did. And I decided to incorporate that on the character of Frosta and He-Man. That's where it starts off, and from there it just manifests. And the story just gets better and better. I know they go through some rough patches, and hopefully in the end, there'll be some sort of reasonable ending. Well, that's not anytime soon. It's going to be a while. And I am working on episode number 14 right now. And what's released in the public is episode number 7. So I'm really, really way ahead in terms of story, in terms of character dialogue, in terms of all these ideas that are like brainstorming in my head. And the thing that I usually do, and I haven't done in a while, is podcasting. I have not done this. Excuse me, guys. I have to collect my thoughts. And sometimes it takes a little bit of a while for me to adjust and to look at the camera, especially. I know my girlfriend has been telling me, because she is my best critic, to look at the camera. And I am now. Okay, so there you go. I have your attention. And the camera certainly has my attention. And as I'm looking right at it, as I am looking through the lens there, that's different from picking up a toy. You know, picking up a toy, you notice all the details and everything. But when it comes to the lens, it's looking at me in every finest detail. So, okay, here we go. Let's get up to speed here. Episode number 2. What am I going to be talking about, first of all? And I really can't deliver much of that topic besides the fact that this movie was released last Friday, and to some people early on, and to those halfway around the world, it opened a few days earlier. And I'm talking about the Masters of the Universe movie, spearheaded by Amazon and MGM. And what's been in the news online, on social media, is that the movie is not doing all too well. I believe it's at 29.3 million and counting, because we haven't got to that point yet. We don't know how this movie is going to fare in the next few days. But all I can tell you is that the media hounds out there really want to tank this movie. I mean, it all starts from the brand itself, Masters of the Universe. It's a toy line that's been over 40 years now in existence and still has a loyal following. But it turns out that the rest of the world, the mainstream pretty much, don't really want to accept it or embrace it. And I get it. You know, to each, his or her own. I'm not even sure where this movie is going to go. With the money that it's making right now. Maybe it's good news. That's what the guy in charge of Amazon, I believe, and MGM said, that they're willing to do some other projects after this film. I hope it stays that way, because I have all the figures, man. I have all the Masters of the Universe Chronicles and Core series, and I got about maybe 90% each of the collection. And I only have like maybe a few more items to buy, but maybe I'll stop from there. I'm still waiting on Man-at-Arms, the Core series figure. He is supposed to come later on today. Let's hope the rain won't affect his delivery. I know he's going to get wet if no one's going to pick him up. So I might as well stay at home, right? Also, I have Tila. I have Tila. I have Evelyn on their way. Possibly by September. I hope it doesn't get canceled because I already paid for my order, and I hope that it'll be coming in the days ahead. It may not even be in September. It might be in July or August. Who knows? Depending on when they receive it at their warehouse. I'm talking about Big Bad Toy Store. That's a really badass toy store in itself. It has just about most of the products that I want, most of the toys that I want. And of course, with that in mind, you have to save money. You have to come up with money to get what you want. So I'm glad that that toy store is there. And I also understand if they're low in stock on certain items, I may not be able to get it. But what I'm going to be getting this week is going to be the Man-at-Arms Core Series figure. Also, I'll be getting RoboCop from, I guess it's called NECA, N-E-C-A. I'll be getting that figure. It's about a 7-inch figure, similar to the Terminator behind me. It's from the same company. So I expect RoboCop to look just like that. I just saw the Officer Murphy figure in the store, and I was fighting my thoughts, and I said to myself, am I going to get that? Am I really going to get that? First of all, Officer Murphy doesn't last that long in RoboCop, and he dies in the really worst death possible. So, I mean, when I bought the figure, let me retract that. When I was about to buy the figure, I had that thought in mind, saying to myself, oh, he died a horrible death in that movie. Is this worth buying? It even comes with a splattered looking hand. So, I have to ask myself right then and there, am I going to buy it or am I not? So it took like maybe 5 minutes for me to think it over. So I decided not to buy it. Anyways, guys, thank goodness I'm back. Thank goodness I'm back on this mic. I've been using the DJI wireless mic mini, which I am so in love with. It's like another toy, but it is an electronic gadget. And I'm just making good use of it, including the gimbal, same company, DJI. And it makes my phone into a camera, which I am able to take it here and there and everywhere. And I was able to test that out in the previous episode. So, yeah. Anyways, in the weeks ahead, hopefully they'll go with it. I'm talking about World Class Customs, the guys that make the shirts, wardrobe, tank tops for these figures, what have you. And I've gotten a hold of one of them, and perhaps he will get hold of the other. I would love to have them on the show as guests for possibly episode 3 of the Roobs ToyZone podcast. So let me show you a little bit of what they have. Starts with this Hulk Hogan figure. Check it out. And I'll be back. All right, let's start off with Hulk Hogan over here. As you can tell, he just looks like the ordinary figure. But guess what? There's something really cool. And it's something that hasn't been seen in years. It's actually right underneath our noses. When you're checking it out online, of course. It just so happens I was keeping an eye on Hulk Hogan on WCW's Bash at the Beach pay-per-view almost 30 years ago. It'll be about 30 years ago in July, actually. So I just want to show you this figure of Hulk Hogan as he was during his WCW days. All right, so I changed it up a bit. As you can tell, this head over here does not belong on this Hulk Hogan figure. It turns out there was another head originally in its place, and I talked about it on an episode in which I was talking about my dislike for that head because it really looked awful to me anyways. So I decided to take one of my extra Hulk Hogan heads and incorporate it on this body. So here's the end result. I think he looks more like Hulk Hogan than the other head. So I kept that. And yeah, this was him during his WCW days. He was leaner. He was in shape, probably the best shape he's ever been. You know, you compare that to the Hulk Hogan of the 80s. He was just nothing more than, big, massive. But he didn't have a leaner physique like he did here in WCW. And when you look at this figure, did you notice something? Courtesy of World Class Customs? Well, it turns out that the tank top that you see here, the design was submitted by yours truly, and I sent it over to World Class Customs for them to take care of the final. So there it is. It says Hulkster. You don't see this in any other action figure except maybe the one from the 90s. But you don't see this Hulkster with this tank top on. Yes, we've seen other different versions of the red and yellow tank top, but not this one. This is exclusive. This is World Class Customs delivering to you the Hulk Hogan tank top at the moment he turned heel against the WCW on Bash at the Beach. So there it is, guys. The Hulkster tank top, one of a kind. It's uniquely designed, and it wasn't an item that was sold in the store, this particular tank top. No, I think it happened at the spur of the moment. So they decided to airbrush it out, and there it is. This Hulkster tank top. Let me just back that out a little bit. It got a little bit fuzzy. But yeah, that was made by yours truly and World Class Customs. I've been working with them on getting some top-notch designs out. Let me show you a second one here. This is the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. It's looking good there. I know it's kind of fuzzy when I bring him closer to the camera. Now, when I zoom him out, it looks perfect. Now, you see the words OTC in front, printed on that t-shirt. It's magnificent. I know we've seen the same t-shirt on some of these figures, but this is uniquely designed by World Class Customs. I again submitted the designs. It says OTC here, and on the back it says head of the table. So it's a double-sided shirt printed on both sides. And guys, when I'm showing these to you, they're available to purchase, not the action figure, but I'm talking about the shirts, the tank tops, the wardrobe, including this one right here from CM Punk. He's got the Blackhawks jersey. And here I am in Chicagoland, of all places. I mean, he looks awesome with the Blackhawks jersey. Looks really cool. Very detailed. Very colorful. With these bold colors. I mean, you can even see the boldness right in front of the camera. Look at that. The colors are vibrant. Looks really cool. Okay, what else I can show you from the collection as well? I got Randy Orton here with his RKO Everybody shirt, courtesy again of World Class Customs. And if you wonder like how they have these shirts on, besides the Roman Reigns one, which is double-sided, it's Velcro. So you pretty much can open it through here. You don't have to put it over on the figure's head. It's Velcro, guys. So yeah, so this is the latest Randy Orton shirt. I know there's another version which is, blooded, saying the same thing, RKO Everybody. So there's RKO Everybody, as it says. I'm trying to zoom it out. And of course, I've shown this before to you guys. Austin 316. I know some of the figures already have had the Austin 316 shirts, but I'm one of those that have bought the later Stone Cold Steve Austin figures, the one that had a vest. So I've decided to purchase the t-shirt again from World Class Customs. I'm definitely putting in a plug for them right now as I'm showing this Stone Cold Steve Austin 316 shirt. It fits so perfectly on him. And he is one of my favorite figures so far in my collection. And lastly, guys, I just want to show you another CM Punk figure. And he's got on his trademark t-shirt in black. Look at that. Looks great. I know I can't really zoom in all too well because it gets kind of fuzzy, just like it is right now. But yeah, there's CM Punk with his shirt. Again, it fits so good. And again, much props to the guys at World Class Customs. I'm talking about Jared. And I'm also talking about, what's his name? I have a brain fart, so excuse me if I wasn't able to mention your name. I'll just call you Seth. I don't know. Yeah, let me look you up. I know I'm just really having a brain fart right now, guys. I'm so sorry. So it's Gareth. Okay. Gareth and this other guy. I forgot his name. I can't believe it. I'm having a brain fart, and my phone is kind of like acting iffy right now. This is what happens, guy, when you're doing a live recording. Hold on, let me backtrack. I really owe him his name. I can't just like mention his company and not even mention his name. So here we go, guys. Let me try to look this up. It's Ben. Okay. I called you Seth. I mean, that's good to put in a fill-in name. So Ben and Gareth, thank you very much for putting in all that hard work, making a customer like me smile. I even acknowledge my mistakes here, calling you Seth. Okay, so yeah, Ben is your name. Got it. So that's what I have to remember when we do a podcast in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, I'm still talking to them, trying to see if it works. The time, because one's in the Philippines, another one is on the western side of the United States, and I'm over here in the Midwest. So I'm sure we're going to figure some sort of schedule with that. I also want to let you know that I am having a lot of action figures right now here at home, which is filling in the desk entirely. But I'm working through it. I mean, I was able to put some around the podcast machine. I know the podcast machine, it's usually empty, doesn't have that much stuff on it. But since I got a figure collection going on, I have to put some of them over here. And then I had to put some of them over there in the totes. My current WWE figures are mostly over there in the red and black totes behind me. And of course, the Hulk Hogan collection is right over there. They're still there. They haven't really moved much. So yeah, they're over there at the moment. And hopefully in the times ahead, not sure if I'm going to be staying here that long in this home studio. We might be moving to a different place, maybe a couple of months from now. And I'll be able to get myself a shelf where I can put these figures on. That would be amazing if it happens. So right now I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I'm sorry, I hit the mic there. But I really want to showcase my figures in its entirety. I don't want to keep them in a container tote, you know. Okay, so let's talk about the Masters of the Universe movie. I just said a few things here and there and why it may not be doing well in the box office. You know, MGM and Amazon. MGM, of course, is a movie company that's sort of like still trying to, you know, make its way back. I know it's been rebounding here and there. I know they have some, you know, financial losses. They haven't really succeeded like many of the motion picture companies. And I know Warner now has been Warner Brothers had been bought out by Paramount. They took them away from Netflix. So I mean, there's just so much shift going on in the industry lately. So when you mentioned, Masters of the Universe, Amazon, MGM, you already know that it's going to be hard to battle the big boys. I'm talking about Paramount with Scary Movie, and then there are other things along with that. You got Obsession. That's another thing. It is a movie that has captivated audiences. So yeah, that too, and many more. Maybe the reason why Masters of the Universe is not succeeding right now, and I say it's still not too late. I'm sure somehow they can come around, but because they weren't able to capitalize on making that much money in the box office is because they were competing against other movies, which are like, top 3 material. And I mean, it's not that bad. Masters of the Universe is at number 2. That's not bad at all. But the reason, the main thing is, can they make enough money to come up with at least over $200 million to cover the cost of making that movie? So it's really hard. We hope that maybe they'll make a great comeback through word of mouth, of course. The movie also struggles because you only have, a few big names in the movie. I'm talking about Idris Elba. I'm talking about Jared Leto. And then the main stars, Nicholas Galitzine and Camila Mendes. I don't know them all too well. I kind of like seen them in a few movies here and there. They're big names to some people, but to me, I'm just still learning. I didn't know that Nicholas Galitzine was in a movie called Purple Hearts alongside Sophia Carson. So yeah, he just slipped right past me. And then he was also in another movie with Anne Hathaway. So I didn't know much about Nicholas Galitzine except for the characters he was playing. But I did not know that was the same Nicholas Galitzine that is playing Prince Adam / He-Man. So now I know. And because of that movie, it's going to make him a big name, despite it being in the situation that it is right now. And then you got other stars in the movie, supporting characters, supporting actors. I'm not so sure how they'd fare in the movie because most of them are relatively unknowns. They're not really big names here in this country. So that too is probably one of the reasons, is that there are not any other big name supporting actors out there to take on the roles. But luckily, thankfully, these actors, these hard-working actors like Sam Wilson, decide to take on the role and make it their own and make it come alive, along with the director, Travis Knight, who's been carrying this film in an epic way, and then even getting Brian May from Queen to do some collab work with Daniel Pemberton. So, I mean, all is not lost, really. I'm glad that they, had the Masters of the Universe movie out in this day and age, because movies these days, they're either a superhero movie. Well, this is sort of similar to a superhero movie, but this is in a different way, because we've been watching either the MCU or the DCU or the DCEU, and then other things, different movies out there as well. I'm not talking about the superhero movies anymore, but other movies. And it just seems like the Masters of the Universe movie, I keep saying He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe movie, it is a whole new genre in itself for this day and age. They should make more of these kind of movies, to be honest, because we don't really have movies like that anymore. I mean, I know Masters of the Universe is kind of like a throwback thing, something from the 80s, something that most of us Gen Xers do remember. Like me, for example, I remember the cartoon all too well. And then I've been watching the Revelation animated show on Netflix. I had to continue the next one, so it's going to be a while since I had to catch up with that. And then I'm also catching up on the classic 1983 Filmation cartoons. I know they're like over, I think they're near 60 episodes. I've lost count. If you guys know, definitely you already know. Yeah, other than that, I hope to God that it succeeds. I have not seen the movie yet. I just want to let you know that I have not seen the movie yet. I am planning to see it this week. I don't want to be like, I'm not really a big crowd kind of person. Ever since COVID, I've been relatively staying low, staying in places with, not a big number of people. I mean, I may come to a big event here and there, but I'm just not used to it at this day and age. A guy like myself in my 50s dealing with this. I'd rather be home. I'd rather be looking at my action figures. Yeah, I mean, just spending like maybe 2 hours looking at my action figures and then doing an episode of Hearts of Power, that really gets my day going. And yeah, guys, I also want to let you know too that 1 year has passed since I've lost my brother. Still, taking it in as every month goes by, as each year, well, year one has passed by, and I'm slowly healing up. And I had to take matters into my own hands during the last couple of months. I have whirlwind of emotions running in my mind. And I know I could either be sad or I could be happy, as a means to pick up myself from the loss. And so I went around and about, and I just started buying maybe 1, 2, 3 action figures. Next thing you know, it just starts blowing up in the next couple of months, and here I am now with I got about over 100 figures, I must say, or closer to 100 figures. No, I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about action figures in general. So guys, right before I go on episode number 2 here, I want to let you guys in the know that an upcoming episode featuring Gareth and Ben from World Class Customs. Oh, got a tongue tied here for a second. But the guys from World Class Customs will be on the podcast. Let's hope it happens. I mean, talks are still going through. We're still trying to arrange things. So just want to let you guys in the know for that. And also, look out for this star. Yes, I'm talking about Frosta here. She is the star of Hearts of Power. She's one of the main characters in the story. And I know she's dealing with relationship woes with He-Man over here. So, yeah, let's see what happens in the next couple of episodes of Hearts of Power. As I'm now on episode number 14. I'm making episode number 14, but I'm going to be releasing episode number 8 in about 2 days from now. So stay tuned, guys. It is June 8th right now. So I'm just saying this as I'm saying it in real time. Sorry about that, guys. Again, this is how it is when you try talking a whole lot and you don't have that drink of water with you. And yeah. Okay, guys, this is it for episode number 2 of the Roobs ToyZone podcast. You guys have a magnificent start of the day as well as the rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon. All right, till next time. Bye.